What's up, people of YouTube? I'm Karsatowski, and welcome back to the Karsatowski Games YouTube channel. So, we are back in the Wii Sports Bowling Winter Spring Tournament. So, in the last video of the tournament, we had Dewey versus Pee-wee. Dewey survives with a 587 3-game total pinfall, and Pee-wee with a 526. So Dewey will be moving on to our top 8. And today, we have two of the girls facing each other today. We have Waikey and Jenna Kate. So without further ado, let's get on to the second match of the tournament. The first bowler of our match is another one of our oldest Mii characters, and one of the few females that we have. It's Waikey. So Waikey is actually one of our only 4 left-handers in this tournament. We haven't had any left-handers yet, so we're going to see how they fare in this match right here. Pretty good shot from Waikey. Goes a little bit light, but just enough to get out all 10. And our second bowler, it is one of the newest Mii characters on this console, and actually a cousin to Waikey. It's Jenna Kate. Now, Jenna Kate is kind of a new bowler, so I think what she's going to have to do, she doesn't have quite as much power as she needs, so she's going to go mostly hard and straight at this. A pretty good opening shot for Jenna Kate. Gets out all 10. So both bowlers find the puck in the first frame. They're getting comfortable pretty early. Pretty good shot for Waikey, just leaving a weak 10 pin. And she covers it nicely. And Jenna Kate has a double on the board. Looks like Waikey gave that ball a little bit more room and a little bit less speed so the ball can hook into the pocket. And a nice shot. Stay within Jenna Kate. A turkey for Jenna Kate to open up. So these bowlers are fairly close in this match. Waikey is trailing by 20 pins, but it's only for the first 3 frames. And a great shot from Waikey to have her first double of the match. Jenna Kate gets that ball just inside of target, only leaving the 10 pin. And she will cover it. Waikey looks like that she's right on target now, with the turkey to give her a 1-pin lead. Jenna Kate almost leaves an 8-pin, but she gets a nice strike. Waikey goes just a touch high, leaving the 6-10. Ooh, she almost chops that spare. And Jenna Kate goes a little bit light and leaves a 4-pin. Picks it up. So both these bowlers are clean through 6 frames. Jenna Kate, so far, with a 1-pin lead over Waikey. Ooh, that was a pretty bad shot from Waikey. She lofted that ball quite a bit too much. But it is a megable spare, and she does cover that perfectly. Now to Jenna Kate's turn to gain some ground here. A little bit of a light strike, trip out that 7-pin. Ooh, that was a pretty light hit for Waikey. That looked like a pretty good shot, but it just labored at the back end of the lane. But Waikey is still clean through 8 frames to stay within Jenna Kate. Nice shot from Jenna Kate to keep the lead. Waikey's going to have to get her some consecutive strikes, and she does. Great strike from Jenna Kate for a turkey. Waikey pretty much needs all 3 strikes in the 10th frame to have any chance. Oh. Looks like she just never got around that ball enough. That's a pretty tough spare. It's close, but she misses it. Oh, that was pretty bad for Waikey, honestly. So if Jenna Kate gets an open frame this game, then she will be a handful of pins ahead of Waikey. But if Jenna Kate strikes out, she'll be over 40 pins ahead of Waikey going into game 2. Oh, that shot looked like it was going to go high, but instead trips out a 4-pin for a ham bone. And Jenna Kate's in a really good position right now heading into game 2. She basically could just go ahead and fill frames here. And that's a 5th strike in a row for Jenna Kate. Jenna Kate right now seems to have the best ball reaction out of all 4 bowlers who've competed in our tournament so far. That went a touch high for Jenna Kate, but a clean game. And that is going to be a 257 for Jenna Kate and a 202 for Waikey. So our first match had Waikey at a 202 and Jenna at a 257. Waikey honestly didn't bowl a bad game. She just had a few shots that just didn't react the right way. Like, she threw probably about 3 different shots that just didn't grab the lane quite enough, just like that one. But Waikey is in a 55-pin hole, and it's probably going to go up after that miss right there. Jenna Kate pretty much just has to make sure that she doesn't open a ton, just fill frames. And as long as Jenna Kate keeps making shots like that, I think she's in a really good position. She's had the highest game so far at a 257 amongst all of our bowlers. Waikey has a nice shot right there to recover from an open frame. I think Waikey just either isn't hooking the ball quite enough, or she's probably just not in a quite good spot on the lane. Maybe move a little bit further right so that she can get her ball to face up in the pocket. Looked like a pretty good shot, and she pretty much followed my advice right there, getting it right over first arrow, and it finishes nicely in the pocket. Jenna Kate looks like she missed that one quite a bit, and that's really the first shot that she's had that's gone really high. Tough spare. Whoa. Yeah, that back pin, you pretty much almost have to throw a hook ball at it. That was just a bad shot from Waikey. Just never got the ball into a good hooking. Never got the ball to hook correctly. But she does cover that nicely, though. And they're pretty much even in this match right now. Looks like Jenna Kate kind of threw a poor shot. Locked it a little bit too much. Oh, she chopped the 7-pin. Interesting. So now Jenna Kate's struggling with open frames. But this is the opportunity that Waikey wanted. She goes a touch high, leaving a 6-pin. When your opponent gives you a chance to catch up, you got to take it. And how this match is going, Waikey pretty much needs all the breaks she can get. If Waikey can strike out this game, and if Jenna Kate continues to struggle how she is, then Waikey could take this game and gain some ground. That looked a tad bit slow for Waikey, but she does get a nice Brooklyn strike. She missed that one a little bit left this time, just leaving the 5.
Nice spare.
A little bit of a low scoring pace this game for both players. And that looked like another pretty good shot from Waikey, just may have been a little bit too far right. And that, I don't even know what she did there. I think she just didn't put any hook on that ball. So both these players are struggling this game. And that's kind of the trouble right there. The lack of rev rate from Jenna Kate can definitely leave you some splits like that. She's been fortunate with it the first game, but I think transition has caught up with her this game. So she's going to have to make a pretty good adjustment. And Waikey still has a 10-pin lead going into the 8th frame. Oh, trip 6-pin. Waikey really needed that one. Because if Jenna Kate doesn't strike on this ball, then Waikey will be leading going into the foundation frame. I think Jenna Kate's trying to put a little bit more hook on the ball. But with her going so straight on the lane, the ball will hook too much every time doing that. Waikey really needed that strike right there, because that keeps her lead and she cannot be shut out in the 10th frame now. Jenna Kate can go out in the 10th frame and still have a pretty good lead through 2 games, but Waikey, if she strikes out, then she'll definitely she'll gain a little bit of ground. Nice shot from Jenna Kate. And that's pretty much the shot that we see from Jenna Kate. She doesn't have a real high rev rate, has to keep the ball pretty straight on the lane, but when her ball reaction is really good, she could be tough to beat. Oh, again, halfway, that's pretty much what Waikey's ball reaction has looked like. The shot would look good halfway down the lane, and all of a sudden that ball would just never hook enough during the last 15 feet of the lane.
Nice spare.
And that gives Jenna Kate a little bit more room to catch up to Waikey at this point. And that ball goes a touch high. Cow was pretty important right there, but Waikey will finish with the 187, and Jenna Kate could put this game within 7 pins. She goes a tad light, so Waikey will win this game and gain a little bit of ground, but Jenna Kate will still... Oh, never mind. Wow. That was pretty unexpected. Well, look at that, folks. Waikey just survived that game with a 187 victory over Jenna Kate's 156. The first match, no open frames until the 10th frame between those two bowlers, but this game, way different. So Waikey gains 31 pins off the deficit. So that means she is only within 24 pins behind Jenna Kate. If Waikey beats Jenna Kate by 25 pins in the 3rd game, Waikey's going to win this match and move on to our top 8. And also with that game, Waikey becomes pro. But Waikey, I believe if Waikey's going to move on to top 8, she's going to have to bowl no less than 250 this game. So she's really going to have to get on her game this time. And that's a nice opening strike from her. Jenna Kate's going to have to bowl her A game too. She lost quite a few pins leaving the 10th frame open. She leaves yet another 5-10 split. Perfect strike for Waikey. This is pretty much the situation that Waikey was waiting for. Jenna Kate to start struggling a little bit with bad pin carry, and now she's able to play to her strength and pretty much go hard and straight on the left side of the lane. while Jenna Kate does need to make a slight adjustment. And with going that straight with a relatively low rev rate, you pretty much need to aim as close to the pocket as you can, which is what Jenna Kate's going to have to do in this game. Another great strike from Waikey. So starts off with a turkey. That one was just a little bit left from Jenna Kate. That one was just a tad left. That almost left two different splits right there. Fortunately, just going away with a 7-pin. Oh, man, that was a bad miss right there. Missed the 7-pin. Well, she does have a pretty good lead over Jenna Kate over this game. And Jenna Kate's not really giving her a lot of pressure. But if Jenna Kate keeps closing frames, then she'll be within Waikey if Waikey starts to struggle a bit. Ooh, just leaves a 6-pin. It's one of the more common leaves if you've got a higher rev rate for a left-hander, and that would be a 4-pin for a right-hander. Pretty good strike from Jenna Kate. Jenna Kate really needs to start doubling up in this game, though, if she's going to have any chance. And when you look at Jenna Kate's ball reaction in the pit, it looks like that at least 2 or 3 pins fall late every time. And that's due to that loft and that low rev rate. That's why she has to go fairly direct. Oh, that was a high shot from Waikey. That shot looked a little bit slow to me. So she's got to try to go and slide the 4-pin into the 6-pin to be within just a few pins ahead of Jenna Kate. No, with that backward spin, that left-handed spin, she doesn't quite make it. So that's 2 open frames within the first 6 frames for Waikey. She's just giving Jenna Kate too much room to come back. The Jenna Kate never ended. The Jenna Kate was too far right in that shot. She covers that one nicely. That's pretty much the bucket adding the 7-pin. But now Waikey really has to start striking now, because she's only within 15 pins ahead of Jenna Kate. She's off a spare. And Waikey needs to beat Jenna Kate by 25 in order to win this match. Oh, and that's the hit I was talking about. With Jenna Kate's low rev rate and a lot of loft, it's very easy to leave stuff like that. And she almost left the incredibly rare sour apple. But she just got fortunate and leaves a 10-pin, which she covers. So Waikey has a 6-pin lead over Jenna Kate. Waikey needs to win by 25 in order to beat Jenna Kate. And if she doesn't start striking soon, then that probably won't happen. Waikey's ball reaction has not been very good past the 4th frame. So she needs to figure out something in order to take down Jenna Kate. And there it is again. What do you know about that? She almost leaves it, and she somehow trips out the 5-7, the last frame, and now she actually does leave the sour apple. So Jenna Kate's just going to have to hope something happens here. She's going to have to go for a count. She only takes out the 5-pin. So if there's any time for Waikey to catch up in this match, it's right here, right now. And she still doesn't figure it out. She leaves a pretty tough spare. She's going hard and straight at this. I don't know if that's the best decision. It's probably almost easier to go hook at it. But it pays off. That's a great pickup right there. Not the easiest of spares either. So here's the situation. We have a 17-pin game. If Jenna Kate was to spare here, after this 7-pin, then they will still be within 17. Waikey still needs to win by 25 in order to win this match. So Waikey needs to strike out to force Jenna Kate to at least get a double in the 10th frame. Great shot when she needs it. She absolutely needed that shot, and that was perfect. You can't have a better result than that. Another one? Oh, wow. Ladies and gentlemen, you're witnessing something that does not happen every day. 2 sour apples in the same game by 2 different players. This opens the door pretty good for Jenna Kate. And now Waikey's going to have to at least get 2 on this shot to get good count. She gets 1 out of that one. So we've got a 187. Jenna Kate is at 142. If Jenna Kate does not get at least a 162 in the 10th frame, Waikey wins sitting on the bench. So Jenna Kate needs at least a strike and 9 spare to move on to the top 8. This is just a crazy match. Oh my gosh. Another one. Folks, I did not see this coming. If Jenna Kate doesn't at least get a spare on this frame, Waikey wins. Jenna Kate needs this spare and 3 pins to move on to the top 8. This is just craziness. Well, she's going to go that way to do it. Oh! Woo! Look at that, folks. That may be the best shot of Jenna Kate's career. She needs 3 pins to move on to the top 8. And she finishes with a strike. Wow. Good grief. Jenna Kate just made the biggest shot of her bowling career to beat Waikey by 7 pins to move on to the top 8. That is insane. I've never seen anything like that in Wii Sports. Well, folks, that was absolutely insane. It looked like that it was going to be all Jenna Kate in the first game with that 257 to 202, and then all of a sudden Waikey gains a little bit of ground, and then it looks like Waikey's going to go ahead and win until she opens in the 10th frame. And then it looked like that Jenna Kate was going to lose until she picked up that incredibly difficult split. And then she strikes on the fill shot to win by 7 pins. So the final scores are Waikey with the 576 and Jenna Kate with the 583. So our first match of our top 8 will be Dewey versus Jenna Kate. And both Dewey and Jenna Kate have finished in the 580s, so that is going to be one interesting match going there. So be sure you guys tune into next time where we have our very 3rd match of our top 16, and you guys don't want to miss it. And if that match doesn't deserve a subscription or a like button, then you guys better go ahead and like this video and subscribe to this channel so that you don't miss anything else. So that's enough excitement for right now. So I'm Karsatowski. Keep watching my content, and I'll see you in the next video, and I'll see you next time in our tournament. See ya, guys.